Hey guys, it's Elliot Booth and this is the Tattoo Removal Australia show. Say goodbye to the myths, confusions and misconceptions of the tattoo removal industry and say hello to real information, real clients and real results. Welcome to the TRA show with myself and my beautiful co-host Rita Da Silva, where we take you beyond the trend.
Here we are, another week of...
Another week of the TRA show.
TRA show. We are here again.
In the new studio again. It's really nice to be here.
Yeah, it's been like 6 episodes now, 6 or 5.
Well, only this,
Ooh,
7.
Second
I think,
one.
Second episode 7. Here.
Actually,
and I thought
we secretly enjoying this.
Yeah, it's not secretly. You got to smile. One of the things I thought we could touch on today, a bit of small talk, is just scratch on the whole service, and in any sort of business. But the reason we changed providers was we just needed a bit more reliability and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Which we're definitely getting now, which is a dream.
It's so good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Having a little bit more of ethical and delivering things on the as expected.
When I conceptualize the idea of this podcast being essentially a tool for education and for brand authority, so be able to share knowledge and essentially a marketing tool. But it is not my job. The job's definitely tattoo removal, but the stresses that were coming from the podcast was impacting my job. So it got to a point where we're like, let's resolve some issues. Yeah, which happens.
And here we are.
Yeah.
New home, very happy.
Yeah.
How was your week, Elliot? Tell us.
My week is going very, very well. I don't want to sound like a broken record, but very busy. I'm having trouble delegating time. No, not delegating time, but it gets really overwhelming. Everything happening at once. On the car ride here, I was explaining to Rita that it feels like I'm doing 4 things at once all the time, which can be a bit much.
I know. Yeah. So
this morning I had a meeting with, I put the job on myself to be able to deliver the best results I can, which means using the best technology. So this morning I had an hour-long meeting with a lady from a laser provider, like a distribution network for this specific laser, quite a well-known laser within the laser industry, not so much tattoo removal. I listened to an hour about how it's the greatest laser.
What is different about?
Really good question.
Yeah.
Because I was like, cool, this is all they will. I understand that it's their job to sell lasers, but somebody that's really principle driven, I'm just like, oh, cool. Can I please see the results that it gets?
Yep.
I don't care about all this data and these technical stuff. I'm like, can you show me, because the pamphlet, the before and afters are no good. Can I show me businesses that use this brand of laser, because personally, I always doing my research. I know of 2, one in Brisbane, one in Melbourne. Their results, I would not buy this laser. So, it was a bit of an awkward conversation.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, is she based in Brisbane?
On the Gold Coast here. Yeah. I concluded it by proofs in the pudding. Just if there's good results, then I want the laser. If there's not good results, then I don't want the laser.
So she didn't have enough.
Well, apparently they're going to be sent to me, but yeah. So one of them, I wouldn't say there's a competitive business in Brisbane that has this brand of laser, and I haven't seen a complete removal, which is
interesting.
Yeah. So I like I was sort of saying before, I really put it on my shoulders to deliver the best results. So
you got a little bit curious, to see what are the options people are using.
I've had meetings with 4 sales reps for the 4 biggest laser brands in the world.
Yeah.
and I'm constantly understanding them and like playing to their tune a little bit. But all I'm looking for is results. And to be honest, the lasers that I use, I haven't seen better results. So, yeah.
And is that much more expensive than in comparison of the laser than you're using?
Not really, to be honest. And not to sound silly, but like the marginal differences are reasonably insignificant. It's the whole business is the backbone is delivering complete removals. So if it's like a 20, 30, 40, even 50 grand variance, in the scheme of years of business, it doesn't matter. Obviously that's a lot of money and it matters, but not if it's not going to get complete removals or it is, you know. So yeah.
So if you would have it to buy a clinic today, you wouldn't get that laser? No. Wow.
No way.
Just because you don't have enough results.
My brain just came back to why I'm explaining this is I truly feel like not everybody understands this. Like I feel like these people sell these lasers and they're global lasers. They're great lasers, but anybody starting a business for tattoo removal 100% would buy this laser. And I just don't see great results. So just, make sure your clinic achieves results that you want.
Yeah.
Because not everybody is as much of a, I'm not going to call myself an asshole, but like very black and white. Like show me the results. If they're not there, then it's not a great laser for what we want. Maybe for other skin treatments. But yeah, so the moral of this story is make sure your clinic that you go to delivers results. And to me, that sounds silly even saying it out loud because that's like, obviously, it's the biggest no-brainer. But
yeah, it doesn't matter. You can have.
Yeah, like, I really watch clinics and I am really unimpressed with results.
Do you have many clients then look for specific lasers? Like,
not really.
Like, do you have a request, or is like, what kind of laser do you use, or do you have?
I do, and I know they don't know what they're talking about.
Right.
The reason I'm smiling and laughing is because it does happen. People ask what laser I use, and I tell them I use a Contra Systems Asset, knowing they don't know what that means. And I'm kind of just wiping in their face, like, why are you even asking me, bro? Like, look at the results. If you want them, come.
Yes.
If you don't ask me. But like, because I'll give you an answer. I know what they're asking. They're asking if I use a Pico or picosecond laser.
What is that? Like,
it's technology that is on the newer side. I don't use it because it removes black a lot slower. Fun fact, controversial, drop a bomb. Really good for colors. Really, it's dropping the ball for black tattoos. The amount of people that come to me after 15, 20 treatments of a picosecond laser and the black tattoo is not even half gone. They come to me upset. Often after paying a complete removal price, so paying thousands up front for unlimited treatments, their tattoo's half gone. They've had 15 treatments, years, and they come to me and have to pay again. I see this on a weekly basis. The laser salesman won't tell you this stuff.
Yeah, because I went to get a laser done the other day, and the lady that was doing my laser, she started to ask like everything, all just questions about your laser, and I go, oh, actually, I don't know.
Yeah.
I know that it works. Look at my tattoos being removed.
Yeah, it works really well because your tattoos are black. Works amazing.
But I don't know which one they are. So
yeah,
there you go.
It's an interesting space. Because it's picosecond lasers are newer. It's a newer technology. Doesn't always mean it's more effective for certain tattoos. And I feel like I'm the only one jumping up and down disagreeing with it. You know?
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So people,
like the common thought is like, oh, hey, do you have a picosecond laser? That's people legitimately ask that. And my response is your tattoo black? I go, yes. I go, well, you don't want that laser. But they just think they know. Because they think they know.
Yeah, that's what they got told, but they haven't worked like.
Well, they haven't. Yeah.
With clients.
Exactly. This is like such a problem in the industry that the people that produce these lasers are aware of it, and they've started to create lasers that have nano and picosecond in the same machine. So they realize picosecond's newer, and they realize it's pretty average for black. So now they're combining the two, but the problem is it's eye-wateringly expensive. If I could either get a Lamborghini or I could get that laser. And if I bought that laser, all of a sudden my treatment costs are triple the price. So then no one comes to me because we've done
That
this
makes
before on the
sense.
podcast. Everyone asks the per
Yeah,
treatment
yeah,
price. So
yeah.
my competitive edge is to not use that laser and just treat black, but do it for half the price of
Oh,
other
yes.
clinics. And that's how
Yes.
I'm basically
Do
dominating.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really interesting.
Right.
Sorry
I
to
see
go
your
off on such a
strategy
tangent.
there.
Yeah. 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 Because there's people that have these lasers and they're so expensive. But no one's going to them because they're all coming to me because you're saving
You
thousands of
charge-
dollars. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And you're
There you
saving
go.
thousands of dollars because I'm saving thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
Really
it
interesting.
makes
Hey.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else?
What else?
How's your week been?
What else? My week has been good.
Still no
yeah.
Instagram.
No Instagram. I've decided to kind of move on from the other page
Oh,
and
thank
start
God.
everything new. But
I've
it's
been praying
still,
for this. I still. Nah.
it's still there are some possibility, you know.
There's hope. Yeah.
There is hope.
Yeah.
There is hope.
There's a few stories you've been telling me where people get their accounts
After
back like 6 months. Yeah.
What I heard then was like a glitch on Instagram. So that's why people cannot send the email to confirm the identity.
Oh, to recover it.
To recover.
That's where we were getting caught,
Yes.
right? We were following the hacked links.
Exactly.
And
so
then it was at a standstill. You'd put in your email address and
and it was not
nothing
going
would
through.
progress.
So that was the major thing.
Mm-hmm.
And just a few personal stuff this week as well.
Yeah.
We've been going through a personal journey of IVF. And it's been
what a roller coaster.
Yeah, it's been a roller coaster. Let's say that. And just learning like how to navigating like during this experience.
I realized that this is going to sound really weird, but it's kind of like the most evil form of gambling.
Yeah.
Because it feels like this with like you don't get the result you want and you're like, do I go again?
Yeah.
And it's super expensive.
Exactly.
Do I go again?
Yeah.
I can go again.
Should I try again?
It's like this.
Maybe still has hope, you know.
It's so crazy.
It can happen.
Yeah.
And it can happen. So this week I was talking with one of my clients, and then she was telling me then there is this lady then she met on the Australian day, and she's 53 and the partner is 45, and they just have like a 4 years old boy, and they have been married for a long time. So they have a 16-year-old daughter and a 13-year-old boy, and then the partner
had a 10-year gap.
And the partner, he really wants to have another baby. So she goes, I'm not ready, I don't want anymore, I don't want to try. And they were 1 year like separated, and like they went back together, went through IVF, and she fell pregnant. So and she's 53 with her 4 years old, so she's 48, 49. And it happened. So goes to show then if it's God's will, it will happen, you know. So
the thing that I struggle with, and I don't, you feel free to speak on this, is how do you like balance hope but also what am I trying to say, like living hopeful can also come with like such disappointment. So like I don't know, like my natural thing is to just err on the side of not hoping, which is terrible, but there's less disappointment if you already err on that side. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But it's not a way to live, because you obviously want to be hopeful to go through it. It's really interesting.
But like, I think it's just because you're very logical.
Yeah.
You know, like when you're very logical, you just, they are the proof. That's like the statistic numbers. If it doesn't happen, that's fine. No, like I think you have to have the bigger dream and and have like more than dream. I would say faith. Is very important to believe. Then it will happen, you know.
Or maybe not even that it will happen, but what is meant to be will happen.
What is meant to be will happen,
whether that is a baby or not.
And then we kind of feel if we keep going on the journey of trying, or if we accept it and see what is
right now. We don't know.
So
I was thinking of robbing a bank after this, and we might be right. We might be right.
Yeah, for like not cheap. It's not cheap.
No,
Definitely
it's
not.
well, you know
Yeah.
what? And I was having this chat with my dad. I was like,
Yeah.
even if it cost, $100,000, let's say you had to do this
Yeah,
8-9 times, if you get a baby from it, totally worth it.
Yeah,
Totally worth it.
absolutely.
If you don't,
yeah, that's like when you come to the age of the cycle and then you don't have a baby.
And that's what brings me back to that like gambling concept where I'm like, if it
Yeah.
pays off, it's worth it. It's worth triple that.
Mhm.
But if it doesn't, so crushing. Yeah, it's so tricky.
Yeah, it's being tricky. Let's say that's the word.
I don't know about you, but I'm looking forward to our little holiday.
Oh, totally.
Man.
Yeah.
I just to sort of not even unwind because it's going to be like adventuring and stuff, but just to
be away from the routine, from the work, from the things that you've been doing every day. I think it will be very important, mainly for you, because being so busy, like you're not able to delegate like time where should for other things as well. You know, like I feel like it's like not very nice to say that, but sometimes we just pretty much have like 2 hours a night to chat.
Yeah.
And
if I eat dinner,
that,
I'm falling asleep.
and then he falls asleep because like he works in Brisbane and then I am here, and then he gets home and then it's like quick chat, dinner, and we start watching TV and
yeah. Like tomorrow, for example, my first client's at 7 a.m. or 6 a.m. So I'll be up at 4:30, drive to Brisbane, laser 15 people till 4 p.m, drive an hour back, and I'm not sociable after that.
Are you been a housewarming, kayaking with my friends? Are you sending messages and photos?
This is the first time I've heard of this. But yeah, there's kind of short-term sacrifices.
There you go.
Yeah. But yeah, so I think we explained that we're off to Japan in about a week and a half. I'm not really sure when this episode will air, but yeah, we'll have a couple of weeks off. Looking forward to it.
It'll be nice. He'll be back full of stories, full of new experience.
A little bit plumper.
Yes.
Lots of beer.
They don't have a gym. That's the only thing I'm super worried about.
They do have gym. I'm just not allowed in with my tattoos.
I don't know if you're going to go to the gym.
It's not happening.
They do have gym.
I can go if I wear a turtleneck sweater.
Yeah.
I bought plenty of turtleneck sweaters.
You have to buy the ones that actually you can train with it, you know?
Yeah, we're not going to the gym. It's not happening. It's not happening at all.
Yeah, but I'm looking forward to experience like things completely out of our daily basis stuff, you know? So we are going as a family trips with like his parents, his sister, and the brother-in-law and little Lenny. Yeah. So we're really looking forward to spend some time with them.
That'll be nice. Yeah. I also have an uncle, strangely enough, that lives in Osaka. And he's married to a Japanese lady. So there's a day we've got planned.
Does he have kids?
Yeah, but in Australia from the previous marriage. So they're in Melbourne. So there's a day where we're going out to Osaka, and this part where he lives, he's like, dude, I am the only Westerner here. Like, come experience this, because it's not the tour. It's like off the beaten track, you know?
Yeah.
So it'd be pretty cool.
I think that's the type of day trip, the day that we kind of enjoy the most. Yeah. Instead that only go to the touristic places and touristic points, you know? Yeah. And kind of like, oh, wow, that's, you know.
Really cool.
Yeah. Awesome.
So let's jump in the deep end.
Let's do it. Let's see.
I've heard you got some questions.
I have some questions. There you go, guys. First, question number 1. What? It comes from Sam. And hi, Elliot. I would love to know more about removing different colors and why can't you remove blues and greens when other clinics can?
Wow, this is how weird. This is kind of like what I spoke about at the beginning. Other clinics can remove blues and greens and purples.
Yes, and then he's saying, Yeah.
I got it. All right. We pretty much answered this like in a strange way. So we'll go back to it. The lasers I use do black and red really, really effectively. And in my opinion, the lasers I use remove black better than anyone. Hence the whole conversation at the beginning. There is clinics that use blue, green, and purple, but like I also said, their results aren't as good as black. So I make a conscious decision to not successfully treat blues, greens, and purples so that I can kick ass with black and kick ass from a price point of view. So in my opinion, I have chosen not to do blues, greens, and purples so that I can have more clients doing black removals really successfully for a lower price. And it's starting to show. I mean, this week there's 20 new clients in 1 week. So I had 9 new clients on Wednesday in one day. Oh, yeah.
So if you have like a green tattoo, like you would
two-step process. Yeah. So, and each individual gets this information. But essentially, when I give them their removal assessment, it's all everything of what to expect, how it works, different colors. And in the different colors section, it'll say black and red, really, really effective. If you have the blue, green, and purple, it'll say that your best plan of attack is a 2-step process where once your tattoo's gone, except for your blue, green, and purple, at that point, your next best step is to go to this picosecond laser when you just have pure blue, green, and purple. But to start with the pico laser, you're going to be really disappointed because you're going to be 15 treatments in and your black tattoo's not gone. Make sense?
Right.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. So there's a fair bit involved, and it doesn't frustrate me, but it's like my pet peeve when people are like, what laser do you use? Because I'm like, shut up. If you trust me, let me do it because I'm going to guide you through it. That's literally my job.
You would say if it's not going to remove.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
The whole you don't want to sell something.
Tattoo Removal Australia is built on realistic expectations and transparency. Where if someone's going to be unhappy, I'll tell them at the beginning and it's not my problem. You know, and then you just never have somebody upset. Because I'd be pissed. Like, imagine if you did 10 treatments, got halfway through, and then you realize your blue's not going to go, or it's not the result that you wanted. And you're like a year or two invested time-wise and financially. Like, just all the information at the beginning. I choose not to do blues, greens, and purples because if I had the laser that had nano and pico combined, my per treatment price, instead of, I think the average per treatment price is $150, it'd have to be $450. No one's going to come to me because it's $450 a treatment for something the size of your hand. Yeah. So and I have hope that one day that price of what is essentially a Lamborghini is going to come down to an actual more achievable price for the industry. Remember 20 years ago, flat screens came out? And they were huge, and they were like 30 grand for a TV because it was new technology and it wasn't accessible. So now you can buy a flat screen for like $400. So I have hope that these it might take 10 years, but I have hope that the nano and pico combined will be at a reasonable price point that treatments can be accessible for people. Because the laser's not accessible for me, that's why the price isn't accessible. It makes sense.
One thing leads to the other.
So if you get a really high quote, unless they're just taking the piss, you're probably getting a really good laser, but no one's gonna accept it because of the price. It's really tricky. So just know, if you start your removal with me, you'll have all the information before you start.
There you go.
For sure.
Awesome.
I hope that answers your question.
Yes, definitely does. It answered my question as well.
Thank you.
Because I have like a friend. I show you then Rafaela's tattoos photo. And has green and purple as well.
Just link Lela to this episode.
Question number 2. Hi, Rita and Elliot. I want to start tattoo removal for the first time and I'm nervous. I love swimming. Join the club. I love swimming and this is my biggest concern. Can I swim? Thank you for picking my question. Love, Sarah.
Love, Sarah. You're very, very welcome, Sarah. Rita picked your question, not me. But I'll tell you, you're welcome. All right. Swimming.
Swimming. Can I swim?
You can. You can swim.
At the day I get done, or like how does it?
Technically, yes. Probably wait till the next day, but you can. It also, all these questions are weirdly all linked to the lasers. Not all lasers allow you to swim. So there is some where you will have broken skin. Tattoo removal 10 years ago, FYI, these lasers are still in the industry, break your skin. So you'll visibly have bleeding. They will bandage them and tell you can't swim for 3 days. You can't exercise. You can't, shower, all this sort of stuff. That is real information for those lasers. Just don't go to those lasers for the love of God. Everything's gotten better. So the lasers that I use don't break your skin. You can shower that day. You can exercise. It's going to feel like sunburn. So I say don't have a screaming hot shower. So if you're going to swim, don't jump in a spa. You can. Like, this is the thing, you can. It's not going to affect the tattoo or your skin. It might just hurt a little bit.
Yeah, because it's like
warm.
When we get done, it feels like very warm, and you don't feel you want to be like
not warm and fuzzy. It feels like sunburn.
You don't want to be in a hot environment where you feel like
it's kind of like imagine having a sunburn and jumping in a sauna.
Yeah,
that's what it feels like. So that sort of fresh tattoo sunburn feeling for the day of your treatment, best to avoid heat. You can swim though. Like next day, jump in the ocean. I couldn't care less because there's no broken skin. Sea salt doesn't matter. Nothing matters. So I lie. Sun matters. Like you don't want to get it sunburnt. But swimming itself, no issue. Just the byproducts can sometimes be
like not tanning after.
Not no. Sunscreen or zinc if you're going to do that. Yeah. Swimming's fine. It's usually just the byproduct that's sun that you have to be careful of. That's not generic information because it is specific to the lasers that we use. Like I said, if you're having tattoo removal treatments with the inferior lasers that break your skin, if there's broken skin, if there's bleeding, it's probably best to listen to their advice of not swimming.
Technician.
Or listen to my advice, don't do it. Yeah.
Go for the type of
so
laser
swimming's fine.
Actually,
same with gym.
Yeah,
gym as in weights, not gym the person.
Yeah.
You can swim, you can exercise.
You can sweat.
You can, but if you want to use it as an excuse, you don't have to go to the gym that day.
What would you be doing?
Yeah.
Oh my God,
my training's been slack, but we'll talk about that next episode. So swimming's fine if you're coming to me, and a lot of lasers. So just ask the individual. Yeah.
Right.
Everything in this industry, it's not a simple answer. I'm sorry. I feel like I get all these questions and the answers are all like,
it's just because
if this, if that.
And then you have a lot of people questioning what you're saying as well as like on the comments on Instagram. So,
well, let's talk about that later. I did a reel about cosmetic tattoo removal, eyebrows. Wow.
And was
that industry hates me.
I know.
I hate them too. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. No, a lot of people, it's so interesting because a lot of cosmetic tattoo artists were actually quite upset with what I was saying. And then others were commenting like, I love it. Like, this is so true. This should be normalized. So it's... Yeah.
It's because like one of the girls, then she goes to Good Life Bundle. She's Vanya's friend, and then she's eyebrow she does eyebrow tattoos and everything, and then I saw she comment on
really
but like she was saying
in a good way or a bad way?
In a good way. Her name is Laura.
That would have made your work a bit awkward.
And then it's interesting to see then it's a little bit controversial and like people want to defend the perspective and be so vocal and about as well.
People can have their perspective. I play into their hands. It was popping off, so I posted a second one on the same topic, and I even in the caption was like a golfer hitting the golf ball, like emoji, like I was just teeing off for all the controversy. More engagement.
Yeah.
So the question was swimming. You can swim.
Yes, you can swim, Sarah.
You can swim, but just make sure you're getting lasered by quality lasers.
Don't be nervous. You're always going to be able to swim and get your tattoo removed at the same time. Don't stress.
Not literally at the same time, but hours apart is no problem at all.
There you go. Question number 3. Elliot, I know you must be expecting this question. Well, your Instagram content. What's going on there?
Yes.
It's hilarious to watch. From Ben.
Ben,
we had
topic.
dinner, just like saying we had dinner with Elliot's friends on Saturday, and like one of his friends says, "Man, like people are enjoying like your stupid videos." Hey,
And I was like, yeah. Took me a while to like be
and
okay
he goes,
with it.
"Wasn't he stupid?"
What do you mean it's not stupid? Did you see the one I posted this week about? And like I said, I play into it all. So my caption said me running the industry, and that's not putting anyone else down, but it's definitely trying to get a reaction from people. And it was me exercising, like pretending to run a marathon.
Yeah.
It's so ridiculous. We were recording it,
That
and
was
like
funny.
trucks are beeping at us driving past. It was so embarrassing. So funny.
How like it's so like how do you feel like recording the videos?
I
How
hated
is
it
for you.
at first. I honestly like. So I'm 31,
Uh-huh.
and I feel like my brain. I was like, this is a terrible idea. I can't do silly content. I need to be professional.
Uh-huh.
Like I need to be professional. But slowly over time, it's changed, and I think seeing the engagement has just not justified, has reaffirmed that to me.
Validating.
Yeah,
then what are
validating.
you doing is quite
correct. So it's not strategic, but I also
Uh-huh.
want to be professional. So the whole reason for this podcast and the snippets that I post is to give brand authority and trust and share my knowledge and professionalism. So the podcast is making people trust me, and then the silly videos are just for clickbait and for views.
Yeah, you don't want like people thinking then you're not
I don't want just silly.
Yeah, just silly.
Which is where the podcast comes into it, and the little snippets that we post. Yeah. I've started working with this content creator. Her name's Emily, and I actually want to get her in one day. The three of us will chat. She has her yet. No, you haven't met her. She has some good ideas. I'm gonna post a reel probably next week, and it's me. We've already made it. It's me tied up, like pretend to be kidnapped in the back of a car. It's hilarious. Yeah, she conceptualizes it, and I did say to her, really similar to the podcast thing. I said, hey, I just like really need you to conceptualize, come up with the ideas. When we come to content day, just tell me what I'm doing and I'll do it, I promise. But I just don't have the energy to like come up with these silly ideas.
Yeah.
So similar thing, I want this like avenue of content, but I just can't tip too much water into it because I need to do my tattoo removal. Yeah, oh man,
but
she's killing it. Yeah. I actually said to her how impressed I was. I was like, thank you so much, because she's really invested in it. And I said, let's grow together. Like, it's funny stuff.
And it's good for her as well.
Really
like,
good.
As advertising for her business and how she has a lot of experience as well, right? Like on the area, like
I don't
as
know,
a content creator.
Yeah. Like I don't know how long. Maybe I should ask that. Oh God, I realize how little I ask people. I noticed there was a clinic in Brisbane that was kind of like, I could tell they were making fun of me. They commented on one of the videos saying how it was the superhero one where I was like trialing for Hollywood or something. And I just laughed and I was like, oh man, you don't even understand. Like, yeah, you can make fun of me, but like,
have you considered being an actor after your videos being like so?
Never. It's not happening. But yeah, like some people think it's ridiculous and stupid, but there's a way bigger plan. And there's this way bigger thing happening. For just
exactly. Yeah, it's not
exposure.
Yeah. So because it's such a scary topic, then people, when seeing like the laser and things being removed, you kind of like, is that what I want? Like, so that type like of videos, it opens the door to, okay, this is not as stressful. Like you're not gonna go just in a like such hostile like.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be scary. I actually say that to people when they come in for their first treatment. When we go into the treatment room, I'm like, I know this looks really clinical and sterile, but it doesn't have to be scary. Yeah, like I'm not wearing scrubs. I'm professional, but it doesn't have to be scary. So I'm like, I keep it really casual. Very informative, like very transparent with information. They love it, but there's not a drop of like, like
magical kind of scenario. Thing,
it's super casual. Yeah, which I think is like a little superpower, to be able to realize that. Where if you're just people find it quite interesting watching the laser go, like watching it in action. But if all your content's just laser and tattoos, it's boring as hell.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Show some
And just
personality.
before and afters. Like,
Yeah.
it's not
Well,
as
and
many
then-
than you can show, you know?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
and they don't even get good before and afters. That's why they don't post them. Yeah.
Yes.
So the content's not going to stop. We're probably going to
so
step
we
on it
keep
even
doing
more.
the content. You guys gonna see more silly
Yeah.
videos.
So it's all part of a plan. There's silly content.
So
There's
you don't enjoy doing it, or do you? Because it seems like
sometimes
you,
it's
you
fun.
do.
Sometimes it's not. It just depends. It depends on my mood too.
don't-
Yeah. Rita's just mad that she doesn't get videos like this. Maybe you will soon.
No, like it's not like
Hey, how can you create
Hey.
crazy stuff like this for PT? I'm sure there's a way.
oh, there is a way.
Is there?
Yeah. What I was going to say that it's interesting to see you in the scenario of being so funny and quirky,
Because I'm not like that at all.
and then he gets home and like so boring and
Yeah. For anybody that doesn't know, I'm a massive introvert. Hugely introverted. I don't like
go,
talking.
yeah,
So
what's going on? Like the funny thing everyone like likes, and what do I get?
It's not even me. It's like this facade, false Elliot. It's true.
Yeah,
I have a real work me. Maybe it's the Gemini in me. I don't know. But there's like, when I go to work, it's a completely different me.
Yeah, you
come
think
home
very
and-
well. You think very well because
Come home and I'm my social battery's totally drained.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. What was the name of that last person?
There was.
It's gone.
It was Ben.
Ben. Thank you,
Yes.
Ben. Thank you to all
Thank
three
you for
of you.
asking about the videos.
Yeah, thank you for all three of you for reaching out and engaging
Sending all
with the
your
video.
questions. Yeah.
With the show, sorry, not the video. Yeah. We really appreciate it. And just to recap everything, guys, if we brought value, if we entertained you, please leave a Google review.
Please do, guys.
It'll be in the
Yeah.
link below. It's not a scam like Rita clicked. It's not Bitcoin mining. We're not stealing your profile. It's a Google review link. Please share the show by leaving your review. And
Let's
let's keep kicking ass.
Let's do it.